We are going to learn more about decisions and trust in just a second, but first we are going to have our story with Abby.
Hi everyone, I'm here to tell you this week's story. So if you have a Bible with you, then open it up to Genesis, that's the first book of the Bible, and we're on chapter 13, and then you need to look for the little 5, verse 5, and that's where we're going to start reading from. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry, because I'm going to read it to you. Are we all ready? So, Lot was moving around with Abram. Lot also had lots of animals and lots of tents. Now, the Bible doesn't really go into detail about what the animals are. They're probably sheep, goats, maybe some cows, but I like to think that he had giraffes, lions, dolphins, maybe some puppies, whatever your favourite animal is. Just imagine he had lots of those. So the land didn't have enough food for both Abram and Lot. They had so many animals and so many servants. They weren't able to stay together. The people who took care of Abram's animals and the people who took care of Lot's animals began to argue. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abram said to Lot, "Let's not argue with each other. The people taking care of your animals and the people taking care of mine shouldn't argue with each other either. After all, we're all part of the same family. Isn't the whole land in front of you? Let's separate. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. And if you go to the right, I'll go to the left." Lot looked around. He saw that the whole Jordan River Valley toward the town of Zoar had plenty of water. It was like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt. This was before the Lord destroyed the towns of Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose the whole Jordan River Valley for himself. Then he started out towards the east. The two men separated. Abram lived in the land of Canaan. Lot lived among the cities of the Jordan River Valley. He set up his tents near Sodom. Now the people of Sodom were evil. They were sinning really greatly against the Lord. The Lord spoke to Abram after Lot had left him. He said, "Look around from where you are. Look north and south, east and west. I will give you all the land you see. I will give it forever to you and your family who comes after you." What a great promise that is. Keith is going to tell you all a little bit about that promise later and what that story really means. Bye.
Hello. Hello. Hang on. Hello. Okay, so thank you, Abby. That was great reading. I'm going to just expand on that a bit, but before I do, I'm going to need a volunteer. Where's Emma? Emma, I need you. Okay. Thank you, Emma. Right, in this bag, I have a couple of choices, and some of them are presents for you. And I'm going to give you a present. So, I know that you get cold feet, so I bought some socks.
This is actually true.
Yeah, so I bought some socks. And I've got two pairs, because one's for you and one's for me, because I need some socks as well. So I've got my nice, warm, thick, very clean, nice smelling socks. I've got some worn socks. They've got a hole in it. They are not clean. They smell. But they will keep your feet warm. And that's what socks do. Socks need to keep your feet warm. So I'm going to keep the clean ones. You can have the smelly, dirty ones. There you go. I'm giving you warm socks. Come on. Okay, next. Pencils. You love drawing and doodling. So I bought some pencils. Here's my pencil. Pretty colours. Nice big rubber on the end. Very important. It's got a little message on it. Your mouth is moving, but all I hear is blah, blah, blah. This is my wife's pencil. Thank you, darling. But look at that. Perfect in every way. And then, I have another pencil. This one's, it's a bit worn. It's got no rubber left. The rubber's gone. The graphite doesn't look the greatest. I'm going to keep this one. I like this one. I do good doodling and keep them. Emma, there you go. There's a pencil that you can use it. It is a pencil and you can use it. Okay? And then what we got left. And me and Emma, we both like baking. We like cookies. And in here, I have a real treat. These are homemade oat biscuits made by my lovely wife. Look at those. They are yummy. I've got one, and I've got a half. I'm older. I get to decide, and I think I'm gonna go for the big one. And Emma, you can have. It's a cookie. It tastes nice. You can eat it. It's just I've already started eating half of it, but I'm sharing, and sharing is important. So I've decided that I want the better ones. You can have those, and that's fine, isn't it? Because I've given you what you need. Thank you very much. Now, I gave Emma some nice things. I gave her socks to keep her feet warm. I gave her a pencil to write with, and I gave her some snacks. And that was good of me, wasn't it? Did I give her the best things? No, but they were my things, so I got to decide. I got to choose the nice things for me, and I gave her what she needed. I think that was nice of me. Or was it? Was that right of me to make that decision? Was it right of me to keep the best things for myself and just give her the other stuff? I don't know. I had a decision to make. That's the choice that I made. Story, a couple of years ago, and by a couple I mean like 30 years ago, my nanny said to me, Easter's coming up. Do you want an Easter egg, or do you want some money to spend whatever you want on? And she said it to me and to my little brother. Shout out to Ricky, who's not watching. Ricky chose the money. He wanted the money. He could spend it, and he could spend it whatever he wanted, and it was £5, which, as we know, £5 is a lot of money. So he chose the money. And I thought, I could get the money, but I know that my nanny likes choosing the Easter eggs. She likes going to the shop. She likes picking out the right one, getting a little picture, which little sweets do you get with it. So I said, actually, Nanny, I would like you to choose me an Easter egg. And so she went out and she chose me an Easter egg. And so Easter morning comes and, we're at my nan's house and she goes, here you go, Ricky, here's some money for you. And Ricky's like, yeah, I got money. And she goes, here you are, Keith, here's your Easter egg. And it was lovely. It was only a small little Easter egg, but I know that she'd chosen it with love. And yes, it was nice and I was happy, but I was looking at my brother like, he got money, he can buy more Easter eggs, and I got this. And then I opened the Easter egg, and in the top, my nan had put £5 in the top of the Easter egg as well. So I got the Easter egg and I got the money. My brother just got the money. So he chose a good option. I chose what I thought was best for my nan and not for me. I mean, I like chocolate, and in the end, actually, I got both. And sometimes when we make decisions based on what we want, but sometimes it's better to try and make decisions based on other people as well. And I thought this would be nice for my nan. So I'm not saying make decisions and you'll get money, but sometimes it's better to put other people first, and they actually come back and reap rewards on us. So this brings us to the story that Abby told us. You've got Lot, and you've got Abraham, and they've got all their people behind them and all their giraffes and their manatees and all the animals going. And there's not enough water, there's not enough food, they're starting to fight, the people are starting to get restless, and they've got to make a decision. There's a tough decision to be made. And Abraham, who is the elder, he says, okay, let's sort this out, let's make a decision. And he has the right to choose. He, being the elder, could say, I'm going to make the decision, I'm going to decide what's best for everyone. But he doesn't do that. He thinks, actually, I'm going to let Lot choose, because what he's doing is he's letting Lot step up, make the decision, take ownership. It's a teaching moment. So Lot goes, I get to decide. Okay, so over here we've got beautiful grass, water, trees, land, village. This place is perfect now. I can move in and it's done. And on this side is the wasteland. It's not great. Nothing's growing. There's no water. And Lot goes, okay, I'll take this. Abraham, you can take that. And Abraham, again, could have gone, actually, no, I'm going to take the nice one. I'm older. I get to decide this. But Abraham goes, I trust your decision. I'm going to let you make that decision. So Lot and his people go that way to the nice place. Abraham goes this way. And this is where it gets interesting, because In that decision, that was a quick, on-the-spot decision. But what they didn't know is what's going to happen in the future. And we find out in the story that when Abraham goes this way to the not-so-nice land, God speaks to him and says, I know it's not good now, but I promise you that this land will be for you and your family, and it will be fruitful and plentiful for a long, long time. So although Abraham didn't have the instant reward, in the long term, it was the right decision, and it was one that God was in with him. God was the one who gave him the promise. God trusted him with that land. And then we have Lot, who had the instant. Straight away, he went, I want the best thing now. And he goes that way, and he sets up, and he creates this lovely, lovely place where they all live. And we find out 4 or 5 passages later that a nearby village called Sodom attacked Lot and his people and took him prisoner. And Abram had to come and rescue Lot. So although it was good there, it wasn't great in the surrounding area. Okay, that's sad, okay, that's sorted. But that's not the end of it. Then we find out that Lot was too close to another place called Gomorrah. So Sodom and Gomorrah, they team up, and they were such a bad people. Unfortunately, they did naughty things, and they made bad decisions, and they didn't trust God in any decision. And they overtook Lot's people, and in the end, God had to just say to Sodom and Gomorrah, I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to start again with the land, and just, got rid of everything and started again. And in that, there was a lot of decisions made by Lot and his people and his wife, who unfortunately made some bad decisions, and things didn't end out well for Lot and his people. So they had the quick, but they didn't have the long. And that reminds me of me when I make decisions. I can do something now, like I can eat this ice cream now, and it's good now, but in the long run, it's not always that good. So then you've got Abraham, and he's got this great land, and, God is with him in that tough decision. And, there are times in our life when we have to make tough decisions. Not so much where we're going to live, because that's our parents' decision, but they have tough decisions. We have the tough decisions, I say we as a child, because I'm very young. But when we are younger, we have to make tough decisions. And that could be decisions like, should I tidy my bedroom now, or should I tidy it tomorrow? Should I take these dirty cups from my room downstairs now, or should I leave them and get mouldy? When I'm at school, should I do my homework now, or should I leave it? Should I be friends with this person, even though other people don't want to be friends with them? That person's sad. Should I go and sit with them and help them, or should I just ignore them and play with my other friends? There are decisions that we have to make, and you have to make, that are really tough. And you can't see what's going to happen if you make that decision. You could make a decision about a person. You could look at them and think, I don't want to be friends with that person. And that person could be sad for the rest of their life. Or you could say, do you know what, actually, I don't know that person, but I want to get to know them. And by making that decision of going and introducing yourself to the new person, you could become best friends and have, lots of happy stories. We don't know, but God knows. And God knows every decision we're going to make before we make it. God knows what the plan is. He has the plan for us, and he wants to help you make those decisions. When I have a decision to make, I always make sure that the first thing I do is I pray. I pray, God, I don't know what to do. I could go that way. Can you please help me? And when we speak to God, there's different ways he speaks back to us. We've done this before. Sometimes he speaks to us in our ear. Sometimes he speaks to us through our friends and family. Sometimes it's through nature, through pictures. Sometimes it's through a feeling we get in our tummy and our heart. And that's how God speaks to me. I get these kind of weird feelings where I kind of go, I think God's saying this way. And God wants to be in your life. Although he knows what you're going to do before you do it, he still wants to be a part because he wants to have that relationship with us. He wants to be involved with us. And when we get scared, when we have tough decisions, I just need you to remember, you're not alone. There are times when you feel like there's no one around, especially when we're in isolation, especially when we've got big decisions to make about going back to school, a lot of scary things to decide about. But God is with you there. God is ready and waiting for you to say, God, help me. Lord, I need you to help me make this decision. and I want you in my life. And he is just excited to be a part of your life and to make those decisions with you. Well done for listening. Well done. Let's get Emma back.